Yo, what's up? This is the very first episode of Dark Fantasies. It is an extension of Handsome Artist Dating Stories, a little bit more raw, a little bit more erotic. Um, the idea for it popped in my head while I was meditating a little bit earlier. I've got a nice walk-in closet. I pay enough rent, so it better be nice. And I was getting aroused toward the end, and I also got aroused while I was sitting in here with the woman that I'm dating. We were sitting down, kind of talking about our relationship. Where it started, um, and then yeah, and I was getting aroused then. I'm like, damn, I can turn this into something. I can create something out of this. Um, I was gonna do a dark therapy episode. I might still do it, but I was like, I want to talk about the trauma right now. Yeah, I was like, I'm horny too. I was going through Reddit, which is one of the places that I like to get my porn. Um, I was like, I could bust a nut or do this therapy shit. I was like, well, at least let me uh, create something while I'm aroused, because I get in my I put out a project. Um, totally forgot what I called it. I think it's My Struggle. Yeah, and it's a collection of old work and then blogs. Um, and some of the blogs that I wrote, um, they were erotic short stories, and I I learned that I get the rawest, and I can go to places um, I can get to places when I am aroused that I usually can't go when I'm not aroused. Um, I can talk about um, these fantasies that I have, and I'm like, you know what? I have something here. So we're just gonna try shit. I'm in the phase of literally throwing everything against the wall and seeing what sticks. Um, and before I get rolling, of course, I hear my upstairs neighbor's dog. Um, yeah, of course, little thing barking right now. But there was a couple times when I heard my upstairs neighbor fucking, and the first time I was like, "Oh snap! All right, enjoyed it." And then the second time I was like, "Oh shit!" I literally jacked off and busted a nut to the sounds of uh, my neighbor upstairs neighbor having sex. And she must have that fire because dude he was he was cussing. That's how you know it's good. I feel like there are nah. That's a tangent. I'll get to it, but I was thinking, like, damn, I wish I could go upstairs and ask if I could watch. Just sit in the corner and not to make this weird, but can I view? Because I am a very much a voyeur. Um, and let me get to the tangent before I forget it. But I think there are like three levels of vagina. You got fire, good, and then no, there's four levels. It's like fire, good, mid, and then like whack. And yeah, I've had all four types before. Um, One chick that I fucked in Germany, I I just felt the walls of vagina. It was like no grip at all. And I was like, oh, this shit is horrible. I I'm never gonna nut. I'm gonna have to fake an orgasm. Poor girl. But I thought because I thought I was moving right along. I thought I was supposed to move last year. I thought I was gonna move. Thought I was gonna leave Atlanta again. Uh, and um, one of my goals was to fuck somebody in this complex before I moved out, and then that didn't happen. And I've I haven't really thought about it per se because of the woman that I'm fucking now and the fact that I love her, and also the fact that even though we do not have a title, I feel like I would be cheating on her if I fucked somebody else without telling her, if I did it behind her back. Like, I feel like I'd be cheating. It's a very interesting place to be because of the fact that she is still in a relationship, but we do be spending a lot of time together. And I've tried, if you go back and listen, no, I haven't even posted them. I've got episodes of Handsome Artist Dating Stories where I try to get in that, and I'll start, and I just can't. I don't think I could talk about it on my own because I start to therapy myself, therapize, if that's a word, but it is, and this is going to be an all over the place episode. I'm not even going to try to have any order um, or any topics. I'm just going to do a stream of erotic consciousness. While I'm beating my dick, because it's just that's the only way we're gonna get out the things that I would not normally say. Um, so yeah, there's that. Where was I? Yeah. I guess I do. I'll touch on that situation a little bit, but at first I had issues with it because they had been together for a while, and well, we started off dating, and then we tried to do long distance, and that just wasn't working. Um, and while we were doing long distance, we were we tried to be open. Started off open, which is not a good like when you don't have a foundation. Um, when you don't build that trust first, it's a recipe for disaster. And then also too, just being long distance, it was too much. And then so of course got in my feelings, closed it up, all because I was tripping off the fact that um, the dude that she was fucking, he had more access to her than I did. And I would ask her about their interactions, and she would tell me, and I would get in my feelings, and that's just that's confusing. It's like, hold on, you asked for me to tell you this stuff, and then you're going to get attitude, and I'm like, yeah, like, it's not cool. So of course, close things up. But then I wanted, then of course the woman in Houston that I was fucking with, I wanted to fuck her again. So of course, selfish nigga shit. I was like, hey, let's open this shit up, all because that's what I wanted, and that's pretty. That was really what contributed to the downfall of me. And you know what? I gotta have a name for this shit. Jiffy. There we go. If you go to other material that I made, you might hear that name. But I yeah, that wasn't cool. And so things ended. Time went by. She got into a relationship, and I was like, oh snap. And it is what it is. Like, all right, I don't know. I didn't know how long I was gonna be in Houston. I ended up doing 3 years there, and then I was like, all right, let me move back to Atlanta because the there's a combination of my landlord not wanting to sell me the house. My lease was coming up. I was like, all right, I did 3 years. I'm not happy here in Houston. And the relationship between me and my kid's mom had deteriorated, and um, so there was a lot going on. So I ended up moving back to Atlanta. Really had no intent. Like every once in a while, me and Jiffy would, check in on each other and still follow each other on Instagram. And um, I, I kind of will probe here and there, just to, like nigga shit, like yo, let me see what's going on over there. But I still was respecting her relationship. I would still, I would check her Instagram to see if her and dude was still on there. I was like, damn. And then finally, when I thought I was leaving Atlanta, I hit her up. I was like, hey, yo, down to do dinner. And then she was like, she was with it. And then we went to dinner, and that's when just all the old feelings came back. And then about a week later, I was all like, but it just, the fact she brought up her boyfriend kind of had me step back a little bit. And then and then later I was like, hey, I've got this, I had made her some art. And I was like, hey, I got this art for you. Should come by and get it. And I knew what I was doing. I very well could have, when she came through. Well, one, I could have mailed it to her, or when she came through to my place, I could have just gave it to her in the parking lot and that. But I was like, nah, come on to my place. So I was like, I knew I was gonna make a move, and we were talking, and she was kind of, telling me the particulars of her relationship, and I was like, oh snap, okay. Um, Everything doesn't, like, from the outside it looks good, but on the inside, like, all right, everything ain't 100% sweet. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm really gonna, make a move. And when it's time for her to leave, we kissed, or I kissed her, and even more feelings flooded. So yeah, been doing that for a few months. There's been times when, and even then, before I tried to back away a little bit, I was like, hey, we can root for each other from the sidelines. And I'm like, nah, there's too many feelings there. There's a lot of love there, and this wasn't supposed to turn into an episode, but here we are. Oh, the things you can do in the dark. Now let's see if I post this. But that I'm in my thoughts. But yeah, there were times when I got in my feelings about, her still being in a relationship and me not wanting to play second fiddle. But it's like, having to have talks with myself and be like, all right, you know, it's been a thing for, 3 or 4 years. You can't just expect her to up and jump ship, you know. It's like wait the shit out. Be patient. Uh, Definitely working on myself. I need to get myself. I just wouldn't. I just need to get myself in a better financial position. And then once again, just kind of rekindle our friendship and build on that. Um, and I know there's a segment of the population that will hear this and like, uh, well, one, try to say that she ain't shit. And I'm like, hey man, if y'all only knew, um, if y'all only knew what a lot of these women were doing, your eyes would be open. Cause I've fucked an old work wife in the office while she was married. Like literally an old work wife. She sucked my dick in the office parking lot. Like she also sat on my dick in the office with no condom. And I was hot because she showed me a video of her sucking her husband's dick. And I was like, oh snap. I can see why he's sticking around. But also like I don't think a lot of these dudes are attentive in their relationships. Like they're not noticing either they're not noticing or not caring um the changes in their relationship, like not noticing when when their woman is um emotionally checking up out of there because she'll emotionally check out before she'll physically check out. Um and it's interesting because I think Jiffy has told me, I think she may mention that dude is kind of noticing a shift in the routine. And I wonder if he's just with like part wants the routine or wants an actual relationship or is actually in love. I would I kind of love to play couples therapist, kind of play a scene out of like my own like porn scene, casting couch for make it therapy, and kind of like ask them like go through a couples therapy session, and then show him like how to please her. like this is how you fuck your woman. This is how you eat your woman out. This is how you use toys. This is how you get her to submit. This is how you be the dominant, and this is how you talk to her. This is how you listen. This is how you get into her mind. Um, that would be an interesting. Don't take my shit. I would still love to do that. I think that's on my bucket list to direct. I want to direct adult film. I tried to do the OnlyFans thing, but yeah, that was also the fact that once again falling in love with this woman, man, and I did not feel comfortable making that content, um, or even making the content with somebody else. Well, yeah, with other. Even though it was like before me and old girl, I mean, and Jiffy, reconnected. The co-star like that I did with. Well, then too, I wasn't 100% attracted to that chick, so there was that. I just did it because she had her OnlyFans. I was tired of solo content. She she was down, and I was like, all right, cool. And then just one day, I was like, fuck it. I deleted my OnlyFans, and it's like once again, if I could have the OnlyFans if I had somebody handling the messages, because I joke about the fact that I'm only like I put it this way, I'm 98% hetero. I can't claim full 100%. Well, nobody's 100%, but I can't claim like a percentage because nigga sucked my dick twice in Houston. So, which I learned from that a mouth is a mouth. or maybe like yeah, it is because you have people that know how to do it or something that like that shit was mid. So there we are. But yeah, getting back to the messages, like I just like the attention from dudes. I was like, it was turning me off, man. I was like, maybe if I had an assistant to handle those messages and be like, all right, got it, good. You know, any request, fine. I'll, tell me, hey, you need to do this, this, and that, and I give it to them, and then they set it out and handle it. I need an OnlyFans handler. Um, if I did do the OnlyFans again, I would want to do like um, a couple's OnlyFans. Now uh, that would be hot. I'm just thinking about it, and yeah, if me and Jiffy did it, that would be fun. That would be fun right there. Um, but I think for us to do it, we would have to uh, we'd have to be an official. We'd have to be in an official relationship. Uh, I wouldn't say living together off the bat because I think it'll take that'll take time. Because we have lived um as single people for a long time, and I don't really mind being in other people's space, but I am not the most organized person in the world. But I also don't mind like somebody like, hey, because I had to clean this damn closet up. So hey, we need to, keep these things organized. But also, I just need to. I think in any of my relationships, I just need the space and grace to be flawed. That's all I ask. Like if you say something, I will definitely work. I'm one of the people where I want to get better, and I want a partner that helps me get better. But yeah, it would be fun to have our own place. I would need my own space to create, and then it would be cool if we had our space to create together. Because she does. I'm not trying to give too much of this away, but she creates content as well, and I would love to help her with that and like help produce it, like and even have our own thing. There's a lot of creating that I would love to do with her. I can not only would she be a great partner to me, uh, I feel like we'd be a great, great creative partners. Uh, yeah, but that would be cool to have our our couples OnlyFans, and then I would get turned on by these niggas that would want to like they would comment and shit, and they would want to fuck her, and I would like that would make me want to fuck her even more. I am such a I can be very primal, and I noticed that about myself. It's when I had a threesome with sis and her husband. Like that was some oh my goodness, that was some hot shit. Cause I had a MFM threesome with Helen, and I was just too high to remember it. Like I was gone on Xanax, like I wasn't present. Um, I do remember, Helen sucking dude's dick, and also, like I briefly remember us trying to do like a double penetration, but then yeah, I was out for the count. Man, I wish I had footage of these experiences, but of the MFM with sis, um that was an experience. That we did it over their place, their basement, because they started out swingers and then they were in an open marriage. And so he had his girlfriend, she dated around, her and I were fucking at the time. And I enjoyed watching her be dominated by two dudes because um she wears the pants in that marriage. Oh man, she makes the money. And of course, whoever makes the money makes the rules. But it was interesting. During the MFM, of course, we were smoking, and then I don't know exactly how it started, but I had the thought that came in my head when he pulled his dick out. I was like, oh, I see why. Um, he gets away with a lot of stuff. Yeah, and so. And of course, since he was, the husband, he had to enter her first because them's be the rules unless they say otherwise. But man, that was very, um, damn, I enjoyed that one. Like her sucking my dick while he was inside her, like her moaning while she got my dick in her mouth. And then I got a little jealous because I was like, damn, um, he got to fuck her without a condom. That was something I always wanted, but yeah, I did end up getting it years later though. But I didn't get a nut in her. I was like, damn, I gotta pull out. I hate pulling out. I hate it. Like I've been snipped for damn coming up on 21 years. But yeah, that was cool. Not cool. That was great. And we also had same room sex. He fucked his girlfriend, and then Um, I fucked sis, like we were next to each other, but yeah, that kind of got awkward because he wasn't paying her enough attention or some shit. Yeah. But I wonder if I could do an MFM with, I wonder if I could do it with Jiffy. Because it's one thing to watch the porn, it's one thing to fantasize, but to do it like right, have it right there in front of you. And I'll say with my dick in my hand and the fact that I've done it before. Is that's the thing with a lot of experiences. You know, you really there's no um, what's that thing called? I forgot where you can't go back. I don't know the word slipped me. But I like to say I can. And there's part of me that's like because um I'll see it I'll see the different porns and like I'll say to myself I want to be that confident to where I could watch my partner have sex with somebody else and it turns me on or it doesn't make me jealous to the point where I'm like tripping. Because I know that I'm monogamish. Can do a lot of monogamous things. Yeah, I've said it before. On Handsome Mark's dating stores, like my heart is monogamous, but my dick is not. But I have made the decision that I'm not gonna cheat. Like if I want to explore, like I need to be in a relationship where I'm comfortable enough to have that conversation with my partner and vice versa. Um, I even and I could be satisfied with being with the one person if they were satisfied with basically I could be satisfied with one vagina for the rest of my life if they were satisfied with one dick for the rest of their life. We would just have to make it work. I wonder how that would work. Um, I think it would be more of like, hey, fantasies, and then we come back and we fuck each other. But a relationship is whatever you make it. You can a la carte your relationship. Yeah, because um, I've watched videos of her sucking a dick and getting fucked, and when I be having um that cuck or stag energy, like I'll go and I'll watch it, and then I'll fucking bust a nut to it. Yeah, let me go ahead and turn that on now. Y'all ain't gonna see it. That's for me to enjoy. I swear, man, she's wonderful. But I think it would have to, just like we talked about, we discussed having a threesome with another woman, and I think any threesome would have to be like spontaneous. Like either we'd have to be out, see somebody that we wanted, and then make it happen. I think anything planned would fuck it up. Like the anxiety would be too much. The only thing that I would be planned would be going to a sex club. Yeah, I would enjoy taking her to trapeze and um, seeing how things go. Like what would turn her on and what she'd be down to do. Because I've been to trapeze with been there. Well, I've been to sex clubs 7 times and 2 times with Helen, and then 2 times with 8 year situationship. Yeah, so like the feelings were there. But it'd be interesting to do. Let me see. All right, this is getting lengthy. We got any fantasies that we want to knock out? All right, I'll close out with one that I wanted to try. It was with when I was with the Gemini, and we had this bowl of it's crazy. Oh my goodness, my life. We were supposed to move to Seattle together, but I knew she wanted to try being an open relationship at some point. I was like, hey, let's. I had the idea, like before we move, like let's do this whole path to open. And I put, um, we had it was a bowl. One bowl was like date ideas to do, and the other bowls were fantasies that we wanted to try. Very cool concept. And of course, mine were definitely out there. I was pushing the limits, which I would like to see how my limits could be pushed in this relationship and what limits I could push of hers. Cause yeah, she uh Jiffy, yeah, I'm gonna get back to Gemini, but Jiffy, like, I need to figure out how I can punish her. Like, that's the very dominant side of me. Like, how can I punish her? Like, I want to hurt her and then take care of her. Um, Shout out to my pops, man. He used to beat my ass, man. I thought that nigga was gonna kill me. But then afterwards, my dad did aftercare. Oh man, it's wild. My dad was my first dom, man. It's wild to think about it. Like he beat my ass, and then he did aftercare. Like he hugged me, and then he like prayed, and like it was an interesting cycle. But cause like spanking her, she said that wouldn't really do anything. And then I think me fucking somebody in front of her, I don't think that would do much. Cause like I think yeah, I've asked. I think we're having sex. We were talking about that threesome, and man, when she was talking about that threesome, while I was inside her, like it made me come so hard. And yeah, so I guess it's my homework to figure it out. And so, all right, yeah, the Gemini. She, yeah, we had that bowl, and I was all like, because I think in the bowl I had a MFM, I had FFM, hot wife experience, and then like the hot wife, the date, yeah, the experience where, yeah, how, I don't know. Basically, I was down for her to go on a date with somebody she had fucked before. She was gonna kind of, let me see the text messages and all that, and then I would wait. They would go on a date. She would have sex, and then I would fuck her afterwards. And um, the reason why that went sideways is cause like her and I's intimacy wasn't where I feel like I need to be. Like, I want to fuck like every time we saw each other. Minus when she was on her period, but that was what I wanted, and that wasn't happening. So I was like, all right, I'm cool. And yeah, so there was that. But hey, this has been the fairy, not that, very first episode of Dark Fantasies. Let me know what you think. Talk about it in the comments. Try to keep this thing going. I would definitely like to have a guest. They would have to sign an ND, not NDA, but we had to make sure everything's consensual because I'm not finna have nobody try to be too me. Talking about have me in the closet and something happen. Like, nope. No. But there's that. I'm out.